I've no idea what the name of this tavern was. Nor do I have a picture of its outside. I have an overview picture I took by using Google Earth, however. This is a tavern near one of the smaller beaches in Greece, Crete, Plakias. It was fairly large in size. I was on some sort of balcony floor, but I believe there was another floor beneath the one I was on. So again, it was relatively big. I was assuming this place would have for the men's restroom at least 3 to 4 stalls and 2-3 urinals, or maybe one that's wide. I walked down to where the toilet was, took one look around, and thought, "You've got to be kidding me! 1 stall? And no urinals? What? I couldn't believe what I saw. A place this size shouldn't have 1 toilet! There might have been other stalls somewhere else at the tavern, but I really doubt it, and if there was, that still would be a very bad decision, because can you imagine walking to the toilet, discovering that the one stall is occupied and there is a queue, so you go to the other toilet on the other side of the building, only to discover that that one is also occupied and have a long line outside it as well. This is horrendous! But beyond the moronic choice of having just 1 stall, let's see what else this toilet has to offer. The overall aesthetics of this toilet is actually very nice. The wooden doors are brown, the toilet and the sink are white, and the tiles on the floor and on the walls are beige. In my opinion, beige is a very boring color, but I like it here. It's very simple, but it's thorough, and it's fitting considering the beach right outside. They could have dared make the doors a bit more interesting with some tiny patterns or other details, but then again, maybe it would just ruin the simplistic clean-cut style they've got going for them. This whole tavern had a minimalistic style going for it, so I actually like that a toilet reflects that. I hate the trash can though. Makes me want to poke my eyes out. They completely break the room's aesthetic and do not fit in the slightest. They look cheap. They should have gone for just plain white ones, or perhaps some wooden trash cans in the same color as the door. That would have been good. I'm fine with one next to the sink having a black plastic bag, but the one next to the toilet has a blue one which just screams at you when you walk in. A terrible choice, in my opinion. Everything else in here is white. There are white paper dispensers, a white soap dispenser, a white toilet brush, even the mirror has a white and wonderful frame. I love it. Oh, wait, I just noticed the grey thing next to the toilet while I was editing. Darn it. It's not that big of a deal, but it's still a little irritating. Why couldn't it just have been white like the rest? The lamps I like too. They have a certain fitting charm to them. They aren't fancy. Nothing in here is fancy. It's all extremely plain. This entire tavern was the very definition of plain. But I don't mind it because it doesn't shy away from it. It doesn't try to be anything more than it is. They aren't hanging up unnecessary paintings or signs or bombarding it with decorations or plants. It owns that plainness, and I absolutely respect that. Above the toilet, there's also this small window which helps breathe air into this small room. I gotta say though, that despite this toilet being ridiculously small, it doesn't feel it. The window helps a lot, but I also give credit to the bright color palette and the lights for helping make this room feel more spacious than it is. Now, let's dive straight into the cleanliness of this toilet. This toilet is for the most part very clean. The walls are spotless, no dirt or any noticeable damages, the doors look clean and the mirror is shining. The sink and the toilet as well are spotless of any damages or other marks like old sticky glue. The floor has some dirt, rotten leaves and straw spread across it. I can understand that stuff like that gets easily dragged into the toilet. I believe a few people might use this toilet while being on the beach. It shouldn't be difficult to clean up, just take a broom and brush it away. I don't know how quickly stuff like that gets dragged in after it's been cleaned, but just have someone regularly go down and brush across the floor and that would be good. It's not a big issue. Most people that use this toilet were wearing shoes anyways. Even people down at the beach would be wearing shoes when walking up here because the sand was hot as fuck. So it's not like it's going to hurt anyone. It's just that it doesn't look very inviting. Above the beige tiles there were just white walls and a white ceiling. I noticed that there were some filthy spots here and there. Not much, but it could do with a wash. But it's not the biggest issue as most people don't look that far up. But there is one big issue I have with the hygiene of this toilet, and that is the toilet seat. God damn it! What is it with toilet seats in Greece? And this one in particular. Holy mother of fuck, it's disgusting! And most of it doesn't even look fresh. It's been there a while. It should have been clean. There's no excuse. It should have been clean. While we are on the subject of the actual toilet itself, let's just take a quick look at how it functions. The button is good to push, and a lot of water pours down. That's wonderful. I did not check the mobility of the cap and the seat, but I don't see why they should be stiff to lift or close. I really didn't want to touch that seat. I don't remember if I even used the toilet. There's a toilet brush if you need it, that's great. The toilet paper is within good reach, and there's a sign on the toilet to remind people to throw the paper in the trash and not in the toilet. Nice. There's no lock, by the way. What? Where's the key? Or any form of lock? There's no lock on this door or the outer door. Am I expected to sing a song so people can hear it's occupied? What if a deaf person approaches? Should I stamp my foot to the ground to send out vibrations? Would they even understand the vibrations coming from inside the toilet at all? Other than that, there's not much more to say about this stall. Moving to the sink. This is wonderful. It's so clean, it's so big, it's wide, it's deep, the faucet is tall, maybe a little too tall. The only issue I have here is the handle. But actually, I'm not sure if I do have an issue. I don't remember how it worked, but looking at the video, I'm a bit confused by how you control the temperature. Is there only one temperature, and all you choose is how much water that comes out? Does it start cold, and the more you turn it, the hotter it gets? I don't remember, so I can't properly critique it. I'd prefer it to be two, one to steer hot water and one to steer cold water. But maybe there's no need for it. I'm assuming there's a fixed temperature. Based on my hand's reaction, it didn't seem to be either too cold or too hot. There's also a good thickness to the water pouring out. The soap dispenser was also surprisingly responsive and gave me just the perfect amount of soap. After I was done washing my hands, it was time to dry them, and boy am I happy to see a paper dispenser. No bullshit air dryer. Not much to say about the paper dispenser though. It was easy to tear it off and easy to get more. It might look difficult in the video, but that's only because I'm awkwardly trying to use my left hand to turn the wheel while recording. I also want to give an extra shout out to the sweet, sweet mirror. It looks so darn fresh. It's exceptionally clean, and it's so big considering the size of this place. I didn't mention it earlier, but I do believe the mirror is also a helping factor in making this room feel bigger than it actually is. And just look at that minimalistic frame. Oh, I'm getting excited. And lastly, I'd like to mention that there's a drain on the floor in case any water were to pour over. Or in case of some other emergency. Wonderful. Now, I believe I've talked about everything there is to talk about. To summarize, I really like this toilet. The aesthetics are a delight. The palette works so darn well. There's a paper dispenser for drying your hands opposed to a sucky air dryer. The soap dispenser, the handle, everything in here functions absolutely so wonderfully. And that mirror. Oh boy. Oh boy. However, the floor should have been dusted and that toilet seat is long overdue a wash. The red trash can belongs in the trash. There are no locks for some strange and perverted reason. And let's not forget, though there is more to like than dislike, that this is the only toilet,
for men at least,
at this entire fucking tavern. What even? One stall. One toilet. No urinal. What the hell? This was a big place. Not huge, but fairly big. Some of the faults, along with that disgusting toilet seat, drag the overall score a bit down, while the aesthetics and the functionality of it all pushes it towards a top score. I would like to give this restroom an 8. I really would. But it being the only toilet in this entire tavern, I am forced to drag it down to a 6+ out of 10. It blows. But I'm only giving it what it deserves. Anyways, this is the end of my 3rd episode in a hopefully long series. I would just like to take a moment to introduce myself so that we can feel more at ease with each other in the future. My name is T. Eliot. I'm not 20 years old, I'm older, and I'm from Europe. Now you know everything about me. How about you tell me a little about yourselves, Right, this has been fun. I'll not see you guys next time, cause how would I see you? We're not doing this on Zoom, are we? But I'll keep you posted. One day I'll find that ultimate public toilet and I'll be sure to share it with you guys. Until then, be kind. Vale.